what made you take the leap to build your own company and to start your own thing?
Entrepreneurship was always on my mind, but A, I never had the resources, including money to do it. B, the opportunity cost was getting higher with my salary every year increasing. It was tough to leave the job and start entrepreneurship.
Start, yeah.
Personally, I feel the only thing that differentiates an entrepreneur from a corporate executive can have more knowledge, more education, more resources, but there is one thing an entrepreneur has that nobody has it, and that is risk taking ability.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Ambition Circuit. Today, we are joined by our guest, Mr. Gaurav Kumar. And today, we are going to be talking about college, cash, and the climb with him. So, I'm going to hand it over to you, Mr. Kumar, for you to give a quick, brief profile on yourself for all of our listeners.
Okay, first of all, thank you and many congratulations for
Thank
starting
you.
this
Thank you.
initiative. Very impressive, very different. Hopefully, you'll have a lot of guests and that will add value to you. Uh, with respect to my introduction, I am Gaurav. I am the founder CEO of a company called Beyond Codes. We are the second largest global company in the world which does sales and lead generation. We work with technology companies and product companies and help them get new customers worldwide. Uh, Even though 40% of the market is still Americas, we still do almost 30% in Europe, some in APAC, and then maybe around 10-15% in India. I'm also the current Thai SoCal president. I'm a board member of Stanford Angels and Entrepreneurs. Apart from being the founder CEO of Beyond Code, I also do workshops globally in different parts of the world on GTM strategy, go to market. So wherever there is a Stanford Connect or a Thai Connect, or we have one company called Hunt Crow. So we do these workshops, masterclass across the world. But I still try to remain in the technology space, products or services. So that's a brief intro, and it's a pleasure to be here with you on this podcast, if I can call.
Of course. And we appreciate you taking the time to join us.
Pleasure.
So, Mr. Kumar, I've prepared some questions, not that we quite need to follow them, but just starting off to get the conversation going.
Mm.
As you mentioned, you've been in sales in at least in the tech space and in entrepreneurship for quite a while now, and with a company like Beyond Codes. And so, can you walk us through what made you take the leap to build your own company and to start your own thing? And what about that journey taught you about the importance of longevity of what you started and kind of making that last instead of stopping and going back to work for somebody else?
Okay. So, see, there are two parts to this question. One is why did I start? When did I start? And the thought process for that. And second is the longevity of the, entrepreneurship and business. So
Hmm.
you have to understand from an immigrant's mindset. We all moved to this country. You guys are born, brought up, raised, so you don't have to do this circle. When I moved to US, the first a few years, 5, 7 years, I worked in a New York-based company, and there's a green card process. It takes 15-20 years for most of the people. I got little lucky and got my green card in 2008. And that is when I decided that I've worked, you know, enough. I've learned few things, and I would like to try something on my own. Entrepreneurship was always on my mind, uh, but A, I never had the resources, including money to do it. B, the opportunity cost was getting higher with my salary every year increasing. It was tough to leave the job and start entrepreneurship
Sure. Yeah.
because I had bills to pay. But once I got the green card, I think we decided that my partner, my spouse, will run the house for 1 or 2 years till the time I establish my business, and then hopefully I'll break even and then start making money. So that's a risk.
Hmm.
Personally, I feel the only thing that differentiates an entrepreneur from a corporate executive, the only thing, a corporate executive can have more knowledge, more education, more resources, you know a lot of things, much more than an entrepreneur. But there is one thing an entrepreneur has that nobody has it, and that is risk taking ability. and
Okay.
and I think the profit, whatever we call it, is the reward for risk taking, nothing else. uh, and that is where I took the risk and started something what I was already doing, sales. uh, I want to tell you that whatever we all think in business plans, what I want to do, the real business has its own journey, And I have seen from my experience that eventually changes. What you think you're starting in three,
Mhm.
6 months, 12 months, 24 months, depending on who is doing what, the real business was very different. I thought I'm a sales guy. I'll help other companies get more customers, get some retainership slash income, and then rest is commission, incentives, bonus, whatever you
Yeah.
call it. Uh, I didn't get too much success in that. Maybe a couple of customers here and there. If I knew if I had to go big, I had to do something different. And I was still making more money even in these two, three customers, what I was doing in my job. So it was
Yeah.
not that I had the money pressure. But that is, I would say, the turning point when I realized that I need to do something different. And that's the pivot that I had to
Yeah.
take. What is it that salespeople don't like to do? So far, I was doing what they like to do: go meet
Mhm.
customers, negotiate, close the deal, talk, present, and I said, why are they not outsourcing to me? I realized this is what they love to do. What is it that they don't like? They don't like to make cold calls. They
Yeah.
don't like to, request for a meeting. They don't like somebody, hangs up on them 100 times a day or curses. Anything can happen in a cold
Yeah.
call. They don't like to make reports. They don't like to book hotels. They don't like to book flights. They don't like to take rental cars, booking. So all these things were causing friction in what they love to do is sales. So we started with taking away the dirty things from them. Hey, how about if we make calls for you? How about if we fix appointments for you? How about if once a meeting is fixed, we ask the customer, what are you looking for? How about if we help you in making those presentations or slides or email?
Yeah.
How about if we book the hotel nearest to the client place? You give us some idea on the flights and the rental cars, and we'll do all the dirty work for you.
Yeah.
It clicked. So 2008 to 2010, while I was doing basic sales, 2010 onwards, I think we knew our mojo. And that is where we moved to lead generation. I didn't even know that word at that time. We called it appointment setting. We will fix appointments for you.
Yeah.
But over a period of time, we realized if we package it well and call it leads and business opportunities, it sounds good. You can get good price.
More
You can
professional. Yeah.
build team, very corporate, very professional, nice packaging. So that's how the whole concept started. Uh, Least we realized that in around 7 years' time, we'll become among the top 10 largest companies in the world. In
Wow.
10 years' time, we were in the top five. And today, we are the second largest in the world in our space. Uh,
Awesome.
yeah, I think a lot of things helped in this, which we are going to talk in your podcast today. The
Yeah.
longevity, the second question you asked, I think if you enjoy your work, you love your work, and you have a fantastic team to support, longevity comes. And
Hmm.
if the business is making money. So if any of those
Of
things
course.
are not in sync, not any, all have to come together. You have to love what you do. You know,
Hmm.
your team should be very good that is going to support you, and you're
Yeah.
making good money, and you have customers who are with you, or you can attract more customers. That is it. Once the machine starts running, it's okay. Last point I want before you go to the next question. I've realized 80% of the fuel that a rocket needs
Yeah.
is used in the first 20% time. It's the 80-20 principle. To take it off the ground to the gravity, that's 80%. Once it reaches the orbit, it's only 20%. Then it doesn't need the fuel.
It's more
I,
stable.
real,
Yeah.
I realized that in this business, the 80% of hard work, getting the customers, figuring out the business model, hiring the team, hiring some callers, setting up the office, I don't know, 20 other things, I would need to do in the first couple of years. So it was very front loading hard work.
Yeah.
Once we did that in maybe 2, 3, 4 years, then it was only innovation, changing the model, adding more services, which is okay, hard work, but not as much as we did in the first maybe 2, 3, 5 years. So that is very important. And we are in our 18th year now, 17th.
And you know what? You guys have a lot to show for 17 years. So congratulations to you. And I'm very happy that we get to talk about this.
Thank you.
And you know what? Your last couple of points actually do segue to my next question, which is, you do lead generation for all these big tech companies. You find clients for all these companies. how did you do that for yourself in the early days? You know, where did you get your first few clients from? Where did you get your first few leads from?
So I will tell you, whosoever starts the business, entrepreneurship, there are two, three reasons why they start. A, they understand that space very well, the domain very well, and they think they are tech guys or, innovators or somebody who has a edge over others. I was not that guy.
Yeah.
I was not the product guy, the technology guy, the innovation guy. I was a very mediocre guy. The other side is when you think that you have customers or people who can be your customers, I used to talk to them, find their problems. What is it that they like to do? What is it they don't like to do? Where is the problem they are facing? So on and so forth. And then create a solution for that.
Mm,
So, two ways. Again, I will come back. You create a product, you think it's amazing product, whatever it is, or a service, and then find customers.
mm,
My strategy, which today is strategy at that time, the need of the hour was I have some network, I have friends, I have connections.
yeah.
Find what is it that they don't like to do, or there's a problem in their business or operations or process, and then try to solve it and create a product or a service. I did
Okay.
that. So I leveraged my resources there. And
Yeah. And reverse
technology,
engineering.
sorry, reverse engineering. I don't know
Yeah.
what is reverse engineering. If this is reverse engineering or the option one is reverse engineering,
Reverse engineering. Yeah.
either, some call it a vertical integration also or a horizontal integration. We started with one and kept on doing the backward integration for a lot of
Hmm.
our functions and operations. But this is how we started. Initially, were references and friends. So the first few years, the first couple of $1 million of business we did,
Yeah.
uh, we were mostly leveraging our network, our friends, our LinkedIn, our college alumni, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Uh, Later we realized sometimes it's difficult to retain the customer. It's a tough job to do. 150 calls, 200 calls per person per day. Today we make over 100,000 calls a day. Uh,
Mm.
People, it's monotonous. People get frustrated. The burns are very high, the burn rate, saturation, and they leave the job and they move on in their career. Once the people leave, the customers leave. And sometimes the customers say, hey, you got the meeting, it didn't convert into business, or they have budget issues, etc., etc. So we knew that we need continuous flow of customers. That is when we started outside our network. So we hired a full-fledged lead generation team, sales team, client
Yeah.
partner team, upsell team, cross-sell team. And I can cover what all they all do.
Yeah.
And by God's grace, customer acquiring customer is never a challenge in Beyond Codes. It is the delivery, the operations, the satisfied customer that we keep working on. So we have our own, to answer your question in short, we have a full-fledged sales function now, where we have SDRs, which are sales development reps,
Yeah.
callers, client partners, hunters, farmers, research people, database building people, event, those who attend the event, and digital marketing and digital sales. So now we have the whole function
Yeah.
in.
Which, long story short, it just means, like you mentioned earlier, your team has to be compatible. You have to like your team and they have to complement your skills. And that's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. You got it.
Nice, nice. So, you mentioned that you've been kind of in this industry for the last 17, maybe 18 years now. And obviously, 17, 18 years, so much has changed with technology, such an increase of AI developments and things like that. And you've been kind of in the B2B sector for so long. And so, what do you think has remained the same? What has not changed with technology? And what has not changed, especially when it comes to how you conduct business, how you build the relationships, how you maintain the trust, and kind of the corporate culture, if you will?
Uh, it's a very loaded question and a lot of questions in one. Uh, I was listening to a podcast. I don't know, it was uh, Tim Cook or Jensen, but very interesting question. Same thing, the moderator asked him, uh, what do you think has changed and will change in the next few years with AI? I loved the answer.
Hmm.
The answer was, tell me what has not changed.
Yeah.
Because if you look at technology and especially AI in last few years, almost everything has changed. It has impacted us. Sometimes we don't know whether it is impacting or are we using or not, but if we have a mobile phone, the way we are doing the search or the calls or the map, everything AI is now impacting. uh, our business also got majorly impacted by AI. And we realized a lot of people used to say, oh, call center, AI, automated things will work. You don't need humans to make calls now,
Yeah, which is what I've heard.
chatbots and all. And we were scared. We were not sure what's going to happen. And then we realized AI will not kill us. But if we don't use AI in our own business, that will kill us.
That will kill. Yeah.
Not learning AI will kill us. Uh, there are two parts of the business. One is normally, okay, even in, let's take a step back. In a call center industry, when you do a B2C, business to customer calls, let's say you're calling an airline to change a flight or book a flight, or you're calling Walmart to
Yeah.
place an order or return an item, uh, it's a consumer calling the business. Or sometimes you
Mhm.
get a call from the bank, would you like to open an account or take a loan? That's a business calling a
Cons-
individual.
Yeah.
A lot can be replaced by AI, chatbots, messaging. What time is my flight? Is my flight on time? What is the price of this? Do you
Yeah.
have this item Walmart in stock or not? I want PS5. I'm getting $100 less in Best Buy. Do you do price match? And the system is automatically doing it, answering it, chatbots. You don't need any more humans for that. But if it's a B2B, business to business,
Yeah.
what we do, if I'm helping hypothetically IBM get a meeting with United Airlines chief information officer, then you need a human. The chief information officer of United Airlines is not going to talk to a chatbot or a robot on the other side.
Yeah.
Press one for this, two, or try to be very intelligent or talk or chat. No, it's a cold call. You got the most senior guy, United Airlines. You have his attention for 10 seconds. And I may be, exaggerating it, maybe 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You start with, good morning, sir. My name is Gaurav Kumar. Thak. The guy is not
That.
talking. He
Yeah.
knows it's a robot or an AI or chatbot. But imagine a human calling, and he's calling you, Vedansh, and
Mhm.
suppose you are the chief information officer of United Airlines, and I'm a calling guy trying to get you on for a meeting. I'll say, hey, hi Vedansh, how are you? I loved your article, what you wrote on LinkedIn yesterday. Fantastic. The challenge your company airline is facing with baggage claim tracking, the operational challenge. Never thought that point of view. You're like, hello, who is this? Because I've not done anything. I've straight away gone and picked up LinkedIn and challenge. Now
Yeah.
I have got his next 20 seconds attention because I've given him a shock treatment rather than saying, good morning, my name is Gaurav Kumar. I'm calling from a company called IBM or whatever, Accenture or this. And am I talking to Mr. Vedant Sinha? You'll be like, yeah. Are you the chief information officer United? You're like, done. Now
Already
he's
zoned out.
selling
Yeah.
me something. But
Yeah.
if I asked you, hey, good morning, Vedansh, I saw your article on LinkedIn, what you wrote. Amazing. I kind of agree, but I have a different opinion on this. But I saw the challenge you are facing. By the way, this is something exactly what Southwest and American Airline was facing because I have got your 20 additional seconds.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now I'm curious.
we did something for American Airlines. They did that, and now they're covered for the next 4 years or 8 million bags a month. Would you like to know what we did for them?
Yes.
Now
Yes,
your
I would.
answer is yes or no. It doesn't matter. But now your answer is, who are you? Hey, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Gaurav, and I'm from a company called whatever, Infosys Technologies.
Yeah.
And we are a $14 billion company. We work globally with a lot of airline industry. We work with you as your solution partners. Uh, and I was thinking what we did for American Airlines and Southwest Airlines on their baggage and how we can improve the speed with which your baggages will be delivered to your customers or on the carousel. We thought we'll help you there. And I wanted to speak to you for 30 minutes. I know it's a cold call. I don't want to do it now. Do you have any time next week or a week after that? I want to run you through case study what we did for these two airlines. And you're the chief information officer. That will make you look super good. And you, by the way, you can also save $9 million a month with this. And your customer satisfaction index, it will go up.
Mhm.
Now you are like, okay,
Now hooked. Yeah.
hooked. You may still say, no, I'm not interested, or I'm interested, but you are
But
not
at least
hanging
you
up
got
on me.
that far.
But
Yeah.
you're not hanging up. And I got 30 seconds or so from you.
Yeah.
Now,
Better
this
than the
AI
dial-up.
cannot do. This AI cannot do. Coming back to the original problem. If he says, Vedant says, yeah, okay, we can talk. Uh, I'm available next Friday. Now AI is like, Friday. There's a computer there. Will 1:30 work for you? Because they're looking at their calendar,
Yeah.
availability, trying to block. I'm a sales guy. If I'm on the phone, I'll say, okay, tell me what time works for you. Oh, 1:30. Even if my calendar is blocked, I'll say, sure, I'll be there at 1:30.
Yeah.
Because he's the CIO of United Airlines.
He's important.
The hell am I? My calendar is blocked. My calendar might be saying 1:30 call with Anshuman on tie. I'm like, I don't care. I need to talk to
Yeah.
Vedansh, CIO of United Airlines. But if it is AI, it will see that my calendar is blocked at that time. It will say no to United Airlines CIO because it cannot see this. So where we are, AI cannot replace. But AI is helpful in lot of other things. AI, the moment you are Vedansh and I turn my computer and you say, yeah, this is Vedansh, CIO United, my computer will throw me information. AI, hey, ask him about baggage. That's his challenge. I saw his LinkedIn. While I'm talking to you, it is throwing me more intel. Uh,
Yeah.
he was with Southwest before this. Drop the name. And I'm like, hey, we did for Southwest. You say, what? Southwest? Who were you working with? Oh, we were working with Mike. I know Mike. He reported to me. Now, AI is sending me information while I'm talking to you, going to millions and millions of websites and LinkedIn and social media posts and events and conferences where you have spoken or presented. Are you getting it what I'm saying? AI
Yeah.
is helping me while I'm talking to you.
Assisting, but it's not doing the main job.
That's it. So we are now using so many AI products for our sales intel, helping
Mhm.
our callers make better quality of call, make best use of time. Uh, Look at you. You sent me a few questions and you said these are not the exact question I'm going to ask you. Somewhere around that, I didn't even see at the questions, but logically, that was the starting point. We may follow those questions, we may
We
not.
may not. Mhm.
But if it was AI, and if you have used AI, you went to my LinkedIn or whatever, I don't know, and you got information, what questions should I ask? Where should I segue this discussion to?
Yeah.
So you have leveraged social media. Social media leveraged AI in the back end with their engines, and it is impacting us. But can the same podcast be done not by Vedansh, but by a computer? You think I'm going to answer like this? So if AI cannot replace you, or a robot or a chatbot cannot replace you, how can it replace anything else, anyone else? But
Yeah.
you have leveraged AI in a different way.
And you know what? That's really cool that you mentioned it because you kind of did pinpoint my strategy. What my strategy is basically for generating talking points for the podcast is I will, give a quick profile of my guest as I know them. So, Mr. Gaurav Kumar, Beyond Codes, Thai SoCal, and I'm spitting out bullet points, just bullet points, 2 words, Thai SoCal, Beyond Codes. And then I tell ChatGPT, based on these things and based on this LinkedIn profile, what are things I could talk about? And from there, I write the questions.
Awesome.
And so,
Awesome.
you're right. You're right.
I'm so
It's
proud.
doing the backseat work while I'm sitting here talking to you.
Vedansh, you talking to me, look at the energy, look at the vibes, look at your body language, your expression, your eye contact with me.
Yeah.
Do you think any robot or chatbot can replace
No,
that ever?
not at all. Not
But every time you're talking to me, there's information flowing on your screen or paper, wherever you have written or coming. Ask this, chat GPT and LinkedIn and social, you're getting information. But
yeah.
how you to ask is your skill. So I hope I answered your question.
You did. Definitely that, kind of like what you were talking about earlier about you doing the lead generation and the dirty work for salesmen, letting them go on the meetings. In your case, AI is doing the dirty work. AI is pulling all the information, doing all the research, and allowing you guys to just talk. So, there's
Absolutely.
levels to it. There's levels to it.
I agree.
And so, again, you were talking about being president of Thai SoCal and being with that, I'm sure you connect with hundreds of people, every month or so, and you're talking to a lot of people. So, what do you think separates, among all founders, regardless of age, founders who are keeping their momentum and, creating longevity in their startup versus founders who are stalling and getting burned out early on? And how do you, sorry, again, another two-part question, but in short, how do you avoid getting burned out? How do you avoid stalling your longevity? And how do you keep the momentum going?
Uh, Very interesting question. See, when I inherited the president post title role in SoCal, it was a very difficult shoes to step in. Uh, the two presidents before me, Ashish Sabu and Anshuman, had taken Thai from, you know, a very small organization, not many knew, to a force to reckon with.
Hmm.
So many members, and Anshuman added from 35 members to 187 members.
Wow.
Amazing. To add one to five members, I know what it takes. To add 130, 140, 150 members, kudos to him. A lot of power, passion,
Yeah.
energy. What Ashish did was bringing camaraderie to this 187. He didn't increase the number from 187 to, let's say, 200 or 300. He decided he wants to build camaraderie, bonding, network,
Hmm.
relationship within the organization. And he took that to the next level. So when I was asked to lead, I was like, what do I do? One person has given the quantity from 35, 37 to 187,
187.
done something historic nobody could do in 30 years, 16 countries, 62 chapters around the world. Nobody could do that, what Anshuman did. And then the number two guy did quality, which is camaraderie, building relationship, bonding. What's left for me? They have done both the things and they have raised the bar so high that I
Yeah.
can't even come closer to that. When I inherited Dai, I realized I asked this question from myself: how come they were able to do and nobody else was ever able to do this?
Yeah.
Globally, I'm talking. And I think the answer is the passion they had, the love for Thai or entrepreneurship or the network they had
Yeah.
cannot be challenged or questioned. Unparalleled. Something that at least Southern California had never seen it in 3 decades. So I asked myself, am I that passionate about entrepreneurship? I was not. In terms of, yes, for my own entrepreneurship and mentoring, but not the way they were passionate. Am
Yeah.
I am I involved with some of the pillars of Thai, whether it is nurturing or Thai University or various other initiatives? Am I passionate about it? The answer was, yeah, I like it. I love it, but I'm not passionate about it.
Hmm.
Am I passionate about adding another 100 more people in the network?
Yeah.
No, it takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of time. It takes a different skill. I didn't have that. Can I build more camaraderie through this and take the camaraderie to the next level? The answer was again, yes, I can. I can do 20 things, but the people are already connected. Out on a scale of 1 to 10, Ashish had already brought the chapter on 8.
Yeah.
Take it from 8 to 9 or 8.5 was so tough because now the rocket is in the orbit. They had done
Mhm.
the hard work, both of them. One in number,
80% is
quality,
easy.
one in quantity. They had done 80% of the hard work. They had used the fuel and now the rocket was in orbit. So I got a lot of things on platter from both of them. So my job was, if I can't grow the chapter, let's make sure that the chapter doesn't come down. At least let me
Yeah.
maintain that level of
Stay in the
camaraderie, of
orbit.
friendship and the number. So that is one part of your question, with respect to tie there. uh the second part was, what was your second question? Sorry.
Second question, no problem. Second question was, what separates the founders of startups, at least in their
Okay.
own companies, from getting
Burnout
burned
and
out?
no burnout.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what we were talking. The passion,
Hmm.
the energy that the new that the entrepreneurs have, that's the only thing that will ensure that they can continue to work and grow their company. Everything else, see, daily there will be problems, cash flow problems, people leaving, customers leaving, ex- lot of so many issues will be there. Rentals and rentals are increasing, or banks have some problems, or I can't even name. It's
Yeah.
so many. But it's their passion to succeed. It's their passion that I will take this, you know, to the finish line and I will continue to grow. And the second thing I've realized it, when you work for yourself, you may still get burnout. I feel, you know, Initially, your challenge is to make $100,000, and then at some point, $500,000, at some point, $1 million, at
Yeah.
some point, $10 million. There is a point after which you will say, okay, I still eat, the same bread. I have a house paid off. I have, instead of two cars, I have four cars. Okay, so what? Now what? But if the drive is also that I don't want to make millions, I want to make millionaires,
Yeah.
then there's a different passion.
Yeah.
Now you're growing the team. Now, if there are 20, 30, 40, 100, 200, 500, depending on the size of the company, now your mission on life is that I want to make sure that all of them have great life. They make money. They also drive nice cars. They live in nice houses. And their kids go to nice colleges and they have growth life. That is one passion. The second is, are my customers happy with me? And that passion sometimes goes to obsession.
Yeah. Yeah.
That everything that I do has to be perfect, like a OCD kind of problem with my customers. So I feel the longevity and no burnout and the passion, it's only because you think about you and your team on one side and your happy customers, or to make the process of making them happy. And those who don't feel, they work for themselves, they made the money, even if they made good money, they will continue to work, but that passion and energy is gone.
Yeah.
And once that goes, it's only a matter of when you will come down. It's only a matter of when. Or you're not thinking about customers. You think, hey, this guy doesn't even know. Let me get more money. Let me tell him, let me create a fear factor. Let me say, oh, if you don't do this, take our service, this is going to happen. You're going to get down. Your customers will suffer, blah, blah, blah. It will eventually finish the business. So I think, to answer your question, be true to yourself, have that passion, take care of your customers very well. If you have these
Yeah.
two, three things, your ducks are in the row and you're going to grow and you will be happy. So last but not the least, you need the family support. If your
Okay.
family is with you, your significant others, your spouses, your kids are with you, that is the single most driving factor. If you don't have peace in the house, even if you have passion for work, this, that, eventually this will break. And if once the family breaks, everything starts coming down. So these are two, three things I feel which differentiates between successful entrepreneurs and
Yeah.
not so successful entrepreneurs. I don't measure on money. I don't think successful entrepreneurs, if you have more money, you're successful. You have less money, you're less successful. It
Yeah.
is how your team feels about you, how your customers feel about you, how your family feels about you, how your friends feel about you. And in the process, are you making money for the whole ecosystem? Not only for you, for your team. Are you also helping your customers and help them make money or sell more? I think it all is in the ecosystem. Sorry, I took the short story long rather than a long story short here.
No, 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 you're good. I will shorten it down for you then. So then to shorten it in essence, all of your points are that, you know, key components at least to be successful along one path out of many that you defined would be one, you need to have kind of a hunger, a passion, which you mentioned as an immigrant story. That was naturally within you, the fire, the hunger for more, which is something that more Gen Z people, more young people need to kind of develop and see within themselves to succeed. Two is kind of support, team support, family support. And three is a love for the ecosystem
Yeah,
that makes you want to promote everyone and not just yourself and make
absolutely.
everyone successful.
I think gratitude is such an important word. Thanking people who have been part of this journey in any way. Thanking gratitude will take you long way. You know, I used to oversell. If you ask me, one lesson I learned in my life was oversell, aggressive selling, because I was a seller by DNA. And
Yeah.
sometimes I would not know when to stop. The deal is done, the sale is done. I will continue to sell and sell. And that would create doubts in the buyer's mind. I didn't know when to shut up
Yeah.
and the deal is done. Uh, I think with the passage of time, with the learnings, hard way, we now understand what will it take to succeed. So you asked me the difference between a successful and not so
Yeah.
successful entrepreneurs. That's how we rate ourselves.
Awesome. That's perfect. Well, You know what? With that being said, I'm very grateful. I would like to thank you for being a part of my journey and supporting the podcast.
I think we should thank you. It is a lot of people think that we want to do so many things, Vedansh.
Mhm.
Taking the first step, doing the right thing, it's it's very important and it's very difficult. Uh, I call it inertia. You see a lizard on the wall,
Yeah,
looking, sitting, whatever, on the wall whole day at the same place, no movement, but keep thinking I need to go from point A to point B.
point B.
We don't have to be in the lizard mindset. You thought that you want to do a podcast, uh, you wanted to talk to entrepreneurs or leaders or people who have done decent in life, and you created a plan, you started sending the messages, and here you are talking. So actions speak louder than words. A lot of people say, I've been thinking exactly, Vedansh. You know what? I was also thinking of doing it. Okay, then what happened? Oh man, I got busy in other things. Okay. Then what happened? I was thinking of drafting the email. I went to chatpod or chat GPT. I didn't like it. Okay. Then what happened?
Then what happened?
So
Yeah.
for you to do it and bring it to this level and now talking to the leaders, kudos to you. So congratulations and well done. I'm so happy to be part of this journey.
Thank you. Thank you. And,
Thank you.
end all, take all. That is another episode of the Ambition Circuit. Thank you to all of our viewers. Thank you to Mr. Kumar for his time. And hopefully, we see you all for another episode. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Thank you, guys. Ciao.